Step into a world where landscapes dream. This is the Mindscapes Tarot, 80 cards painted in oil and light, where mythology, psychology and colour entwine. Here the suits are reborn, branches stretch and grow with life, tides flow with feeling, spires whisper with air, and stones ground us in earth. Each scene unfolds like the turning of seasons, a single place shifting through abundance and scarcity, growth and rest. Two paths extend beyond tradition, the Catacomb and the Great Work, guiding us deeper into shadow and transformation. Through these windows of colour and myth, we're invited to wander, not to predict the future necessarily, but to rediscover the landscapes within. Hello ducks, Simon here, welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'll light some candles. Ooh, and breathe. So, thank you to everybody that's watched the decluttering video. It's had a lot of views, a lot of comments. I think I've just about caught up with them, but needless to say, there's that old adage, isn't there, of a clean space, clean mind, or tidy space, tidy mind. I can't remember what it is, but I feel like I can breathe again. So that's great. And thank you to everybody's comments and advice and tips about cataloguing. I do use Libib. Everything is on there. Obviously now the decks that I've got out, I know exactly what I've got out, so anything else is in the tubs, if that makes sense. So I'm all good there. Anyway, today, carrying on with the walkthrough videos from the decks that we showcased on Spotlight on Saturday. And as you'll have seen from the introduction, it's the turn of Mindscapes Tarot by John A. Rice. This is an 80 card deck because there are a couple of extra cards in the Major Arcana, which I think was something, one's Catacomb and I think the other is Great Work, which, I mean, the Catacomb really brings in that shadow side, doesn't it? So shadow and transformation. So it's by Hay House and lovely box. I think I mentioned or I joked that my inside printing on the lid was upside down. Cheryl's wasn't, so I was like, that's great. I love decks that have little anomalies like that. It makes it more of a collector's item. So yeah, beautiful finish. This is in rose petal. It's always nice when you get a sturdy box, but one that's really tactile as well. So you can see on the sides, it's got the titles, and then beautiful image on the front. We do get a little book, quite a chunky book. Was it 199? It was 180, but 199. So you may as well say 200 pages with the image. And a fair bit of text for each one. So the I know it's always a little bugbear of mine about changing the suits, but they're not too far a stretch. I mean, tides we know is going to be water, so you can see it's the element of water. But yeah, you get just as much information for the minors as you do the majors as well. So it's got quite a nice range of information. Looking at the contents page, we've got introduction, we've got imagery and symbols, how to read the cards. I've got a section on spreads, and then the major and minor, and you can see that's branches. So obviously, your well, I was going to say your wands. I'm assuming it's wands, but yes, because I was going to say branches is also very earthy, isn't it, with the trees? But stones, spires, very sharp. So I can make the association there with swords, tides for water. So not too much of a stretch. I have seen some decks that really have to scratch your head and think, oh, what is that even? Okay, so again, another deck that was conceived and created in lockdown. Stay at home, March 13th, 2020. So a lot of information about the deck and how it came into fruition. Nice bit on the symbols. Yeah, and it also brings in color theory as well, which is great. So there's a lot of color in this deck. It's beautiful in terms of the art style anyway. And you'll see here, it gives you associations for each of the colours. Red gives life, power, energy, yellow sparks, consciousness, etc. So that's something that I find quite useful. How to read the cards, and then we go into the cards themselves. All right, so even though the box, that's beautiful on the inside as well. I should perhaps read the back, shouldn't I? Mindscapes Tarot reimagines the tarot in the style of classic landscape paintings, hand-drawn in oil pastel. That's nice, isn't it? Each card opens a portal to a magical realm of forests, seas, mountains, and ancient cities, where the landscape changes as the seasons and years pass. A little bit hard to read, to be honest. This font is very small, and I always struggle with white on black. More than a divination tool, this intuitive deck and guidebook filled with actionable advice, journal prompts, and affirmations is a catalyst for personal growth and a source of creative solutions to life's challenges. Embrace the role of the intrepid explorer, navigating life's adventures with courage, curiosity, and above all, hope. And in the UK, it retails at, that's US, sorry, haven't got UK price, but there will be a link to Cheryl's shop, so do check out the deck there. And there's the discount as well if you want 10% off. I mean, why wouldn't you want 10% off? So nice matte cardstock, not rose petal like the box or the book, but still you can see it's a chunky deck. There is a border, but I quite like borders on decks like this because these are like oil paintings. So it kind of frames them as nice pieces of art. Let's bring the camera down. So as we look at the first card, we've got the Fool. You'll see there's lots of symbolism. Remember, the book gives an introduction to the symbols, but I want to share what you get in the book to help you with the cards. So I've just turned to the Fool. So we start off with keywords: leap of faith, new journey, new life, beginnings, passion, instinct, luck, innocence, adventure, facing the unknown, spontaneity, free spirit. So all of those words that, yeah, we'd all associate with a Fool card. And I think this image is really nice. This reminds me of an oil painting that was in my grandparents' bungalow. For some reason, back then, in the 70s, maybe 60s as well, paintings of ships were very popular in homes in the UK. The planet or zodiac is Uranus. So you'll see that with the symbolism there. The element is air, and symbols: sailing ship, stowaway, red cloak. You'll see the red cloak here because remember, colour is important with this deck as well. and liquor bottles. Oh, you'd have to have really good eyesight for that, but I guess that's what's in the crates here. And then you get a description of the card, which I like that. You've heard me say before with decks, any creator who gives the time to explain either their creative process or their inspiration for the cards that they've created. So it says, a ship waits in harbour ready to sail, while the sky depicts the old adage, red sky at night, sailor's delight. We used to say shepherds. Red sky at morning, sailor take warning. Though people may warn the stowaway of the dangers and recklessness of their exploration, they must honour their intuition, take the plunge, and set off for whatever awaits just past the horizon. Their furry companion, see here, their furry companion at their heels represents animal instinct driving them forward, while the discarded bottles on the dock allude to the fun and folly to be encountered on the journey. Really explaining, aren't they, the detail and imagery. Embrace the unknown, follow your instincts, and embark on your own adventure. Your new horizon is waiting. And then to finish off, you get an action. So, and this is great for, again, for journaling, and as I mentioned in the introduction, great for journaling, or the description of this video. What is one skill or hobby you've always wanted to learn? It can be anything from painting to playing an instrument to coding to gardening. Take this opportunity to sign up for a class, workshop, or online course to begin your journey. And that's the same throughout the book. So lots of information. All right, so let's take a look at the cards and try not to knock the camera very low down. So I'll probably knock it a few times. Cardstock is really nice as well, as you can see. And these are the backs. Here we have our magician. I think that's the symbol for Mercury, isn't it? I'm not up too much on, zodiac sign is Mercury on my planetary associations. The High Priestess, love this. Look at that tent and somebody looking in. And you can see the little table and the crystal ball, the full moon. Just wonderful. Beautiful garden scene for the Empress card. Very luscious. Again, here we'd be looking at the colours of green and purple. The Emperor. Very forceful. That force of nature, the water and the waves. Got lots of kind of structure in place as well. Hierophant is gorgeous. This is the sort of Hierophant card I want to see in decks. We've got this kind of makeshift home out of branches in a teepee kind of shape, the fire and the smoke coming out. It feels like it's autumn. Seasons also play a part in this deck, and yeah, with the colour of the sky and the bare trees, it reminds me of autumn going into winter, and that's why there's a fire as well lit. The Lovers is stunning. Chariot, we've got this, it looks like a gondola, doesn't it? Strength, that huge mountain. This reminds me of when I was in Utah. A little shack here, look. The horses. Beautiful. What a beautiful deck. The Hermit. It's a cave. It's a hermit's cave. Glow from the inside. Look at that. Setting sun. The Wheel of Fortune is a spider's web. Justice. They look like courthouses, don't they? Of another era, perhaps. The Hanged One is this polar bear on a broken off piece of ice. The Aurora Borealis. Look at death. Death's interesting. I mean, we've got a weapon of battle there, haven't we, with the cannon. Let's have a look, just see how they describe the death card. I won't read it all, obviously, but one thing ends and another one begins. Here, wildflowers have overtaken the abandoned, war-scarred battlefield. Yeah, so it's reclaiming, nature reclaiming, isn't it? Cannons moulder and a spiked fence has collapsed, allowing free passage to the bright landscape beyond. A few scattered grave markers lean in restful repose. The war is over and the earth has surrendered, given over to nature. Once a place of suffering and strife, this site now symbolises the triumph of natural cycles over man-made conflict. It goes on to say a lot more, but love that cycle of life and death, and how ultimately nature reclaims. And long after we're gone, that's what will happen to the land around us. We might build farms and cities and towns, but it doesn't take long for nature to reclaim. Beautiful card. Temperance. Love this. We've got this erupting volcano and the lava and molten rock hitting the water. Perfect for a temperance card. The Devil. Yeah, look what we've done. And we've become enslaved by it. Love the Tower. Look how they're running away. Star. Oh, the little baby deer. Moon. Put it there so you can still see both images. Partially eclipsed moon. The Sun card is stunning. That's a work of art, isn't it? I mean, they all are, but this won't look out of place in a museum or art gallery. Judgment. Got the tombs. Card 21. So there's 23 cards in this Major Arcana. Here's our world. That looks like, is that Machu Picchu? I think it might be Machu Picchu. Certainly looks it. The world. Doesn't say. No, it doesn't say, but it certainly looks like it. And then we have the Catacomb. And I think the idea behind having the 2 extra cards, Catacomb and the Great Work, is really about, you know, the shadow and the light aspects. You put them like that. Yeah. Where is it? So 2 paths extend beyond the tradition. So the 2 extra cards, the 2 paths, the Catacomb and the Great Work, guiding us deeper into shadow and transformation. I love it. Love, love, love. Okay, so I've heard lots of discourse and commentary on the minors, because this was, from what I understand, a majors only deck originally, and obviously it's been picked up mass market, and therefore minors have been added. And there are some people saying, oh, I think more time should have been given to the minors. I actually really like the minor cards. And as you know, I've been working with almost exclusively pip decks recently, and I've really been enjoying them. But anyway, we have our branches, so which are these trees, and you see with the ace, it's a very small sapling tree, the start of its journey through life, and then it moves through different times and seasons, and you see the trees growing and expanding. Beautiful. And we go into the winter and the bear. Got fire and devastation coming here, look. With forest fires. And then, you know, oops, we move into that cycle again, you know, after devastation. Earth reclaims, we start again. Shelter for animals. They're ecosystems in themselves, aren't they? Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. You know, 10 is about wholeness as well as completion and unity, but stunning. We have our page. I love that perspective of looking down from a tree house. The knight, looking out from a tent into the woods. From a shed. The queen. And from a water mill. I think this is just so beautiful. And we move into our water suit, the tides. Look at that sun, either setting or rising, but I love it when the minute it appears on the horizon and you get that burst of light. Red sky at night. The sun covered by clouds. We've got the little dolphins here at play. Oh, look at that. Look at these colours. Constellation here. Put them there. Keep moving them. Storm for the 5. The 6, harmony after the storm. 7. Really, that's the 7 is about inner conviction, isn't it? Oh, 8. The power of 8. Look at that. Nature's power. How beautiful. And the 10. We've got the rainbow for the 10 of cups. Beautiful birds. And look how it's reflecting on the water surface. I mean, how anybody can not enjoy these minor cards. I love them. So, to me that looks like, I know it's just probably but that looks like 2, can anybody else see that? Like 2 little spirits or sprites? I need to see if the book references them. Okay, it's actually a sand castle. It took me a minute to see if it'll focus, but it's a child's sand castle. And then we have 2 fish here as well. Let's see if that will focus on that. Yeah, so just from the book, it says nearby a pair of vibrant fish glide together in gentle currents of the tide pool, symbolising harmony and companionship. To one side, a child's sandcastle is a testament to creativity and imagination. The book is so well written. Oh, our knight. The Queen, the lighthouse, guiding the knight, and the king. So we've gone from, you know, the majestic earth and nature created cave to this beautiful ornate, sort of like a villa or something that man's created. So we have Spires now, which is our sword suit, our air suit. And the spires are those that touch the sky, the mountains. Wow, look at that. Ah, beautiful. Right on the tip there. That feels like that's a retreat, like a monastery or a temple, an ashram. Look at that. Same mountain range or similar. Okay, so this time it's from the, I love the courts, how it's from different perspectives. It puts you right there in the scene, and I guess that's the whole point. It's mindscapes, but you know, you're in this basket looking out at a fellow balloonist in these different vessels. Triumph, pitching your tent at the top of a summit. And then we have our earth suit, which is our stones. And we rarely see the land now, different. It's like a desert somewhere. And this is the same scene. You'll see here, look. way, it might be easier. What you're seeing here is there, and we're traveling around and seeing the rest of the building. And the development. Wow, look at that. This is showing how, you know, what we're doing to the earth. So I thought it was a journey round, but yeah, you'll notice there's not even a track. So it starts off with this, and then this barren land. Then we've got the track and other little buildings starting to pop up. Looks like we've created like a place of worship. And then look, it's becoming a city. So clever. Wow, look. Now some of it's coming into disrepair. Scaffolding and things are going up. Wow. And then in time, it all crumbles away. Quite poignant really, isn't it? And these explorers come, let's look at these old ancient sites that were once, you know, magnificent. But the constant is there. Looking through an artist's window. Doorway of a stable. The opulent and rich. And then looking out from one of those buildings, look, there's that tower that we saw. What a brilliant deck. Absolutely wonderful. I don't have anything else like this in my collection, and I love the minors just as much, if not more, than the majors. I mean, the majors are beautiful as well, don't get me wrong. It's such a stunning deck. Let me know your thoughts on this deck. It has been out a couple of months. It's only just come into the UK fairly recently, so that's why I'm showing it now. And I got it last week, so I've not had a chance to work with it yet. I always start off doing a walkthrough first, but I think it's wonderful. I really do. I think it's beautiful. It's a journey. It's a journey inward, but it also gets you to think. Gets you to think about your place on the landscape and what we're doing with it. All right, thanks for watching everyone, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.